With the introduction of the edgelord Sevagoth, we also got quite the interesting secondary weapon in the form of the Epitaph. And today, my friends, we're going to be diving deeper into it. As always, my name is Leyzar, and I got a couple of builds lined up. Something cheap, something affordable that most should be able to build, but of course we also got a souped up setup with prime mods. No Riven this time, the disposition being set to only 1 out of 5. That said though, please keep in mind that my builds and guides usually take a new player friendly approach. I like to take my time and explain whatever I feel is necessary for newer players. So in case you're a vet, and you already know most of this stuff, you can either skip ahead or have a bit of patience. And with that out of the way, let's jump into the Epitaph. Let's begin by checking out how the weapon handles without any mods equipped, and for that, just a couple of free shots. One quick note, my friends, today my baby Annie is gonna be joining us, so please extra bear with me. The weapon can be fired in two ways. You can either quick shot, which will be launching a projectile with a bit of an arc and a drop off, you see that? So if you want to do long range shots against your targets, I would recommend you get used to the projectile drop off, because you gotta bomb them, something like that. But you can also fully charge a shot like so, which will increase the speed of the projectile, and it also will grant you extra critical chance, but at the cost of status chance. More on that just a tad later. So you can either bomb them like so, or use a bigger wallop with a fully charged shot. Remind you of anything? Yeah, basically bows, so bear that one in mind. A couple of more details. The range of the blast on the quick shot is gonna be 8 meters. It is pretty huge, but my friends, the drop off is 80%, so you're only gonna be getting full amount of damage at the epicenter of that explosion. Now let's have a closer look at stats and see exactly what we're dealing with. Mod capacity 60 out of 60, and if your comes with only 30 out of 30, jump into actions, plug in the Auto King Catalyst, and double that mod capacity. Is it worth it on the Epitaph? Well, if you like cool, subjectively cool, quirky secondary weapons, then definitely. If all you're after is the best weapons in Warframe in terms of DPS and all whatnot, then perhaps look towards a melee weapon. Now my weapon has been formatted a lot 4 times. One of them was actually in the Weapon Excellence mod slot, but for the weapon build I'm recommending you guys, you can get away with just 2 format, 2 V symbols or Madurai. The accuracy on this one is going to be 80 on the primary, and honestly this is the only one that really matters, and believe it or... Yes, baby. You don't like that? You don't like Magnum Force? She doesn't like Magnum Force. Believe it or not, you can actually use Magnum Force sorta successful on this one. Allow me to show you the effect with a little bit of a Battle Diffusion and a little bit of Lethal Torrent with some multi-shot. So when it comes to the bombs, we don't care, right? I mean, they're bombs, they got big range, big explosion, boom, 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 I don't care. When it comes to the projectile, though, believe it or not, it's not that bad. Which is weird. I was expecting it to be a whole lot worse than this, but it's really not all that bad. So if you want to go for Magnum Force, by all intents and purposes. But as you will see, there's not a whole lot of room on the build for Magnum Force. Moving on to the stats of the 2 fire modes. So the charge shot, as I told you, has extra crit, a lot of crit. Take a look at all that crit, 48% as a base with a 2.6x critical multiplier. Absolutely bloody delicious. Fire rate of 1.5. 5.5, magazine of 1, and this causes some very interesting mechanic interactions, I want to say. Noise alarming punch through of 2 meters, you do get some punch through, a reload of 0.6 seconds, but in case you didn't notice, the weapon has no ammo reserves. It just has 60 ammo by default. It doesn't need any reload whatsoever. So take a look. Look at that, 60 ammo, and I can just fire forever until the ammo runs out. I can pick up ammo, keep on shooting, nothing is stopping me, which is absolutely insane, man. I love that about this weapon. Unfortunately, the Riven disposition for all brand new weapons in Warframe... Yes, baby. It's gonna be 1 out of 5. You don't like that. You don't like that, do you? So 1 out of 5, basically, to get a Riven which is actually slotable will cost a whole lot of plat, or you can be extremely lucky to get one. I would advise you stay away from Rivens for the Epitaph, at least for the time being. The status chance is only 4%, which is a really kick in the ballas, but what can you do? And now the charge damage, my friends. That's a lot. That is definitely a lot of damage, and most of it is gonna be slashed. Now, Here, when it comes to the quick shot damage, we can see the values, but the problem is we don't see the status chance or the critical chance. I'm guessing this is a bit of an oversight on Digital Extreme's part. If we head on over to the wiki, however, we do have some numbers over there. What is it, baby? You don't like that? Come here. Sit with daddy while we read the stats. Sit with daddy. Alright, we sit with daddy. So the status chance is gonna be 50% on the quick shot, but the critical chance, 5% with a 1.2x critical multiplier. The radius, like I told you, is 8 meters, and the damage fall off a whopping 80%, my friend. So again, only full damage at the center of the explosion. Now, let's check out a standard build, shall we? You wanna snap, Annie? You wanna snap? You wanna... Yeah, don't scratch my keyboard. So, snappity snap edit thingy. There we go. You got damage with Hornet Strike, multi-shot with Battle Diffusion, and Lethal Torrent, because even with Lethal Torrent, your fire rate goes to 2.4, so you can still use Hemorrhage. You know, the X2 when fire rate below 2.5. So we can use it. Crit chance, crit damage, of course, with Pistol Gambit and Target Crack. No. Don't press that, sweetheart. Be good for daddy. Now, crit chance and crit damage, of course, we're gonna go to Prime mods after we test the normal ones, because not everybody has Prime mods. In the Weapon Excellence slot, you do have a couple of options. If you don't like the recoil, you can go with Steady in your hands, but I would recommend Lethal Momentum. It's easier to aim with this one. This is a projectile-based attack, and Lethal Momentum will help loads when it comes to usability. And to be honest, that is the basis of the build, because from this point onward, you can go into many different directions. Allow me to show you a couple of more popular options, which I'm assuming most people have already gone for. Violent Slash, yay, Violent Slash. Yeah, Vital Slash. Pistol Pestilence and Frostbite, the 260-60 Vital mods. And in the last slot, of course, you can try something like Hemorrhage. Impact status effects have 35% chance to apply a slash status on effect X2 when fire rate is below 2.5. The problem is, when I'm gonna be using my primary fire, my status chance is only 8.8%, so it's not really gonna make that big of an impact. Get it? Impacts that. I'm sorry. Anyway, I'm just gonna show you because seeing is believing. Honey, you're just gonna have to sit over here while daddy shows the test. Come on. Alright, be good. Be good for daddy. My wife just got home, so she's gonna be able to take the baby. So, if I use quick shot with hemorrhage and all whatnot, this is what you get. It's just not enough damage there, man. It's just not enough of everything, to be honest. Oh, by the way, one thing that I forgot to mention, the quick shot has a guaranteed cold effect. Every time you fire it, you're gonna get a guaranteed cold status proc on all of your targets. So, hemorrhage doesn't really work for quick shot. What about charge shot? Eh! Believe it or not, that kind of works. Believe it or not, that kind of works. It's not ideal from my humble point of view, but it's... You don't like it either. She doesn't like Vital Slash either. Of course, she doesn't like Vital Slash. So, passe. But this is an approach you can take to the weapon if you so desire. It does pack a punch. I would be lying if I said it didn't. But I got better options, my friends. I got better options for you fantastic people, as per the usual. Oh, one quick test with Carne Stinger, because there's gonna be that one guy with Carne Stinger, brasque. Carne in the Stinger. There you go. There you go. It doesn't make sense on this weapon, but for the sake of two, like, this is gonna take like a minute. I'm just gonna quickly show it off. Quick shots, yeah, doesn't do a whole lot of anything, yay. But if you go quick, and the charge shots, here you go. So it's definitely better with hemorrhage. I think we're clear on that. And that's pretty much it for Carne Stinger. An amazing mod, I absolutely love it, but it's not for this specific weapon. Now, for the build I actually want to get to. Here's something. Why don't we drop all this slashy business? Enough with the slash, with the hemorrhage, with everything. Magnum Force, there's not enough space on the build for it, and I'll tell you exactly why that is. At the end of the day, you do have that minus accuracy, which is a problem, and here's a mod that I almost never recommend because it's so niche, but on this weapon, it works a treat, and that mod is Synth Charge. Take a look. I want you to take a look at my damage. Hold on. Now, I repeat, I don't know if this is a bug or as intended. Take a look at my damage. I put on Synth Charge. Boom. And I did test it. It does have an impact. It's not just a visual thing. It does actually increase the damage. See, because the weapon doesn't have any ammo reserve per se, it basically has a 60 magazine. It kind of works like a bow, right? And so the game kind of thinks it has a magazine of 1, but also of 60 at the same time. So Synth Charge works on this one. And you get that 200% bonus damage on final shot every single time. Beautiful, beautiful. And tell me, my friends, what goes with a big wallop? Corrosive damage. Obviously, corrosive damage. Now, considering the base status chance of the weapon, you can definitely go for the 90 mods. Nobody's gonna blame you. But if you want to use that secondary fire or the quick shot as well, just to soften up your corrupted heavy goons or whatever else, if you want to apply a whole lot of status effects with a quick shot AoE fashion, then I would still go for the 60 mods. Just write in corrosive. Jolt, unfortunately, only from Battle Kit Tier, the Void Trader. He brings it every month or 2 months or something like that. You can also buy it from the trade chat. So we're gonna test the weapon like so. And again, if you want even a bigger wallop, definitely go for the 90s. It's not a quote-unquote mistake. I'm not even gonna soften them up. All I'm gonna do is charge my oh mama! Get racket. Not even prime mods. Not even prime mods. That's what I'm saying. And I also got a punch through. I can use it if I want to. Like that. Absolutely bloody insane. How's that? How's that? I don't know if the Synth Charge interaction is meant or not. And if I sound far away from the microphone, it's because I'm keeping my baby with like one hand and like aiming with the other. Hey! Son! What if I soften them up a little bit? Let's soften them up a little bit. Look at all those procs, man. This is why I still keep the 60s and I don't go for the 90s. Of course, yes, sweetheart. An even harder one-shot than before. You don't like gauss? I thought these were your favorite colors. Actually, I use these colors because she likes them a lot, these blues. She loves them, so there's that. My friends, this is the build I recommend you go for. 60s or 90s, that's on you. And if you found any other cool interactions with this weapon, could you please let me know in the comment section down below? Because I am interested in cool interaction, always. One more thing before we go to Warframe buffs, however. Prime mods. Prime target crack and prime pistol gamba going to almost 140% base crit chance with a 5.5x critical multiplier. Beautiful, beautiful. It's alright, baby. What is it? You don't like prime mods? Mwah. Mwah. Daddy's little girl. You want to sit in your chair? Come on. Sit in your special chair while mama gets you. Look how pretty mama is. Pretty, pretty mama. Okay. Now you sit here. And then if daddy finishes up really quick, alright? Daddy finishes up really quick. Okay, so prime mods. Here we go. Oh my god. Tell me I didn't have anything on my Gauss. I really don't have time to really go. I knew that. Of course I knew that. I'm not even gonna pre-soak them. I'm not even gonna pre-soak them. I mean, it was a one-shot before. This is just a harder one-shot, if you know what I mean. Now, of course, some of you probably already thought of this, but the weapon in quick shot mode can be easily used as a primer for condition overload. Because we didn't have enough of those. You know, so there is also that to bear in mind. Yes, sweetheart. Yes. You're angry? You don't like in your chair? She wants my controller. She really likes the controller. You want the controller? Just please don't hit the ground with it. Okay, I still need it. Please don't break it. Okay, I gave her the controller. Hopefully that'll buy us 2 more minutes. Let's quickly... Warframe buffs, and for that we're gonna use the ever so lovely lady. Mirage Prime. I tried the skin. I don't know, guys. What do you think of the skin? I haven't finished the fashion frame or anything, but I don't know, man. I don't know what to say about this skin. Can you guys say you like it, just so I feel better about it? Because if you guys say you like it, then I'm just gonna say it. I don't like it. I'm sorry, I just don't. Anyway, Warframe buffs, corrosive projection against heavily armored targets as per the usual. Arcane Avenger R5, one of the most powerful offensive arcanes in Warframe. You gotta get this one from the third Eidolon down on seat. Are you taking her? Let me kiss her before she goes. Because you're daddy. Daddy's little girl. Okay. Bye. Bye, baby. Okay. Wife's got the baby. What was I saying? Oh, yeah. From the third Eidolon down on Cetus, or you can do Warfix Venom. Definitely you need this one. You can also buy it from the trade chat if farming is not your thing. I'm not judging. It just might not be. Arcane Precision R5, also from the third Eidolon down on Cetus, 300% headshot damage to pistols. Actually, it's the secondary weapons, a 100% chance on headshot. And these are the Warframe buffs we're going to be using to completely annihilate whatever stands before us. No Sentinel trick because this is a secondary weapon. There we go. Now it matches and everything. level 155 corrupted heavy goons. This time we're gonna be unpausing the eye so they can hit me and I can get my glorious, absolutely glorious buffs. Activate Empower, and then Mirage's free ability for an absolutely outstanding damage increase. And one more time, Empower and the ever so lovely clones. I really don't know what to say about this game. It's like they don't get it. That's not what Mirage... I get the whole lore behind her, but anyway, take a look at the Warframe buffs. Take a look at the death. Woo! Is that half a mil? Was that half a mil? I don't even know. That was 200. I think that was half. It's amazing. It's glorious. It's stupendous. It's whatever you want it to be. It's an absolutely outstanding one-shot weapon. Of course, the higher you go in level, you're gonna reach some issues because, you see, our range weapons don't really scale as well as our melee weapons. But thankfully, the developer is aware, and soon-ish, we're gonna get fixes to all of these issues. And then once again, we can compete on the same level. Sevagoth brought us this weapon, and honestly, I don't know what's so Sevagothy about it, but I do enjoy, I like it, and I do recommend this secondary weapon. With the condition that the whole Synth Charge thing is not fake. It's not a non-intended interaction between the weapon and the mod, because with Synth Charge, it actually does become quite competitive. As always, my name has been Leyzar. Thank you guys so much for watching. Like, favorite, share, and subscribe if you enjoy the content. If you got any sorts of feedback for me, by all means, my friends, drop it in the comment section down below. Also in the comment section down below, if you want to suggest any particular type of content. In all honesty, I can't exactly promise you that it'll be done by next time or even within a week, because sometimes these things take a while to make. But what I can promise you, I will be reading for each and every comment. You can also find me on Twitch, Facebook, Twitter, all the usual places. And if you love the content, consider supporting it via Patreon. Link in the cards right now. But until next time, my friends, bye-bye.